I'm getting married.
Yeah, let's have a bachelor party with chicks and guns and fire trucks and hookers and drugs and booze.
Yeah. All the things that make life worth living for.
Today I'll be talking about the film that Tom Hanks wants you to forget about. That's right, guys, it's Bachelor Party on The 80s Show.
Coming to you from a basement studio somewhere down under, it's The 80s Show with Australia's Retro Man. On tonight's show, Retro Man does a retrospective on Bachelor Party and asks the big question, is it too crude or is it a good time? Well, what are we waiting for? Lights, camera, Retro Man!
G'day viewers, Retro Man here and welcome to The 80s Show. Now today I'll be doing a retrospective on a raunchy comedy from 1984 that starred one of the biggest, one of the most respected actors in the world. It starred Tom Hanks and the name of that film is Bachelor Party.
Hello everybody. Am I late?
Not at all. We're just finishing lunch. How are you, Cole?
Fine, just fine. Debbie? And,
Bond. James Bond.
And this was a bit of a sleeper hit, a bit of a surprise success. And today we'll be discussing, is Bachelor Party too crude or is it a good time? And hey, Tom Hanks was just kicking off his big screen career when he got involved in this film. He just had a hit called Splash. That's a fantastic romantic comedy directed by Ron Howard and co-starring Daryl Hannah. You know the one, that mermaid flick. In fact, if you haven't seen it, make sure you check out my romantic comedy video that I did a while back, which also featured Splash. So if you're into Hanks, check that out. In the meantime, guys, let's continue with Bachelor Party here. And I tell you what, guys, this film is rude, it's crude, and it's lewd. And was this the right move for Tom Hanks to make in 1984 after that whirlwind success of Splash? Well, this came hot on its heels, and people started to think, who is this guy? And before that, he was kind of, on TV in a series called Bosom Buddies, and he popped up from time to time in Family Ties, and here he was on the big screen, and it was a side to Tom Hanks that people were going, wow, where do we place him? But at the time, he was considered a comedian, and as the 80s moved along, Tom Hanks was actually getting himself into comedic family fare, like Big and Turner and Hooch, but people kept reflecting on Bachelor Party when they were looking for more Hanks, and some people were surprised when they caught this late. But for those of you that caught this in 84, this was really a raunchy film back in the day. In fact, it still is. And that's what we'll be discussing, guys. Is it too crude for its own good, or is it a good time? Well, let's set up the premise of the film. Tom Hanks is a bus driver, and he's getting married to Tawny Katane. Hey, I'm sure you know who she is. She's that girl from those White Snake videos. You know, those rock music videos in the 80s? She was very famous for those. And she's Tom Hanks's co-star in this film. Sadly, Tawny passed away last year, back in 2021. But at this point, she was really trying to make it as an actress. And along for the ride in this film, Tom Hanks is getting married to Tawny Katane. That's why his buddies that are along for the ride decide to throw this epic bachelor party for Tom, and it all takes place in this ritzy hotel, and his buddies are Adrian Zmed from Grease 2 and Michael Dudikoff, who later became the American Ninja in those films for Cannon. Directed by Sam Furstenberg. Weren't they fun films, those American Ninja films? So who would expect that Michael Dudikoff would go from this raunchy film to being this stoic action hero in the vein of Clint Eastwood? You wouldn't expect it, would you? But Bachelor Party really has an eclectic cast, and the funny thing is, Tom Hanks and Tawny Katane weren't even the original stars of this one. The film went into production with Paul Reiser in the Tom Hanks role and Kelly McGillis in the Tawny Katane role. Now, Paul Reiser he hit it big later on with that TV series called Mad About You with Helen Hunt. He was also great in those Beverly Hills Cop films in a little supporting role. And Kelly McGillis, of course, hey, she might have stopped work on Bachelor Party, but she soon moved into Witness and Top Gun, and she was a big star for a short time there. But this film didn't put a dent in Tom Hanks's career. It was a success at the box office. It cleared about $40 million in US cinemas, and hey, it put him on the radar. And after that, he got into things like The Money Pit and movies like that, The Man with the One Red Shoe, and all of those interesting comedies until he got his first Oscar nomination with Big. But Bachelor Party is full of raunch. It's a film that also contains a song and dance moment. Yes, Adrian Zmed from Grease 2 decides to burst into a song and dance routine in this film. It's a fun little number called Little Demon, and it really shows why Adrian Zmed is a song and dance man, and Tom Hanks is there living it up in the background, doing the mashed potato, the boogaloo, and all of that fun stuff. And this is a film with a lot of energy. And hey, now it's over to you guys for you to tell me what you think about Bachelor Party. Is Bachelor Party a good time, or is it too crude?
20th Century Fox invites you to witness a tradition no one will discuss in public.
That would be out of sight, dude.
You know what, guys? I'm on the fence with this one because there's a lot of good things about this. I mean, Tom Hanks at the start there, where he's trying to win over the family and trying to impress the parents of his fiancée, and his acting's really on point there, and he's having a great time. And then the film shifts gears into this raunchy territory. It may shock people. In fact, this is a side to Tom Hanks that you may never see again.
Bachelor Party, starring Tom Hanks, a man's tradition every woman should know about.
Hey, it's dark in here.
But anyway, some of you find this a fun film. Other people, like myself, this is what I think. I'm on the fence with this one. I like some of it, and some of it just pushes a little bit too far and doesn't work. Some of it gets a little bit tasteless. But what I would like to know is, do you think that Bachelor Party is too crude or a good time? But I have it on DVD. I've also got it on Blu-ray. And this was one of those films in 1984. If you're a youngster, your parents went, no, you're not going to see this one in a cinema. But of course, you caught up with it on VHS later on, and that's what I did. In fact, a funny little personal story about Bachelor Party is I saw Splash in the cinema and I thought, wow, I really like Tom Hanks, and that was a fabulous movie. And then all of a sudden, I went to see another kids' movie the next weekend, and hey, Bachelor Party, the trailer for this one came on, and I think it shocked a lot of people. It was like a Red Band trailer. You know those trailers where they're really raunchy and they show the things that maybe they shouldn't show? Well, one of these Red Band trailers came on of Bachelor Party before a kids' movie, and I was like, I said to my dad, I said, hey, that's the guy from Splash. Maybe we could go and see this one. It looks funny. And he's like, I don't think this is for kids. Why are they showing this? But yeah, Bachelor Party certainly went well at the cinema for the adults and for the teenagers, and it found its way into people's homes on VHS.
I know how much this meant to you, but I couldn't do it. Nothing happened, okay? I love Debbie. I made a promise to her, and I'm crazy about her, all right?
I wish I had someone who was in my every thought. Somebody I could spend all my time with. Somebody I could really respect. Hey, look at the cans on that bimbo.
So it's rude, it's crude, it's lewd, it's Bachelor Party, and Tom Hanks and the guys, Zmed, Dudikoff, are having a whale of a time. In fact, Tawny Katane proves she had some chops. And this is a fun little film, but remember, guys, there could be some things there that you go, that didn't work so well. So anyway, guys, that's Bachelor Party from 1984, directed by Neil Israel. After this film, he went on to make Moving Violations. Do you remember that comedy from the mid-80s? Anyway, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure reflecting on this wild and woolly film, and I'll be back again soon with maybe some more comedies from the 80s. It's going to be fun, isn't it, guys? It's always a fun time here at the 80s Show, reflecting on films that have gone by. And, hey, when it comes to Tom Hanks, really, what does he think about this film? I think he's happy to have it in his collection, but he's not happy to repeat the shenanigans. But maybe he is off camera. Who knows? But Bachelor Party, a fun time. But tell me, guys, like I said, what do you think about this raunchy little film? It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is Retro Man, living the dream, 80s style. Stay gold.
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang and just as impactful as a 3D movie. Please subscribe and good night, viewers.